Okay, right. Hello. This video is about how I lived in my car for nearly 2 years. I was an agency driver for about 8 years. So it was my work was on call, just basically. If the phone rang, there was work, and if it didn't ring, there was no work. Which makes it impossible for you to actually guarantee to a landlord that you can pay 400 quid a week, 400 quid a month, sorry, in rent. If you don't know you've got work tomorrow morning, or you may have a week, especially like now, in the pandemic, work's all dried up, a lot of work's dried up. You could have a working week where you got 1 day, 1 8-hour day at $9.50 an hour. You can't pay rent on that. So you get 2 or 3 days a week, even 2 or 3 days a week. 2 or 3 8-hour days, say three 8-hour days, which is 24 hours, even at 10 quid now. Most people aren't on 10 quid now, near minimum wage. That's only $2.40. Time you take it, you're going to be in a pickle, even unless you're getting 5 days a week. So I was having, although I like the flexibility of agency, working for an agency, and I really enjoyed it, because it is you work when you want, effectively, or when the work's there you take it, and then when the work's not there, that's effectively your holiday. So you can get quite a few weeks a year holiday. But it meant that I had to live in a car, because I couldn't afford to pay rent on flexible, daily, just driving a van money. So I lived in a car for nearly 2 years, just going. I still went to work when the phone rang. I got myself into all sorts of pickles living in a car. So if any of these experiences help you, if you're having to live in a car now, I hope this video helps you. Because if you're first of all, you won't have an address if you're going to live in a car. You'll need an address quite quickly. You can get it's one of the first things that you'll need. You'll need to get like a post office, but not a PO box and a post office, but you just type into Google mailing address, and there'll be a lot of people, like storage places, that will provide a mailing address. You might have to pay about 10 quid a month, 15, 20 quid a month. But it gives you access to an address, which means you do your car and all that, insurance and whatever. You can do all that from these mailing addresses, and make sure that whatever mailing address you get, that you can do your car, because obviously you need to do that. And then you need to actually, you're going to find it difficult the first night you parked up, and you think it's going to feel weird and silly, right? No different to a camper van. Camper van park up, pull the curtains across, and they're going to sleep that night in wherever they parked up. You're going to get a lot of litter around your vehicle. That's how it is, right? Yeah. You have to just get used to that. Right? Just ignore it, because if you thought too much about it, you wouldn't sleep at night. So you're going to get a lot of litter around you, and don't store too much food in your vehicle. If you've got these tubs, these plastic tubs, nice strong connection, so that your food is almost like airtight, so it doesn't, because you can live in laybys or wherever you park up, off a bit of private land or whatever. Yeah. You are in nature's back garden, effectively, so nature is going to be there. You get things like rats and all sorts, right? There's enough people on van life who've got problems with mice. There's most people. Yeah. So how I live, again, if you're working full time and you can afford to, I find that it's better to actually eat in a fast food place if you can, because at a fast food place you've got like toilet facilities, you've got a washroom, you can freshen up, whatever, yeah, whilst having your food there as well, and you've got hot food, hot coffee, hot food, which removes the need for having a kettle, having a cooking facilities, and then just eat like occasional tin food in your car. so that you're not. Car life living in a car is as simple or as complicated as you want to make it. If you want to be the next best chef and you've got to have this and you've got to have every coffee, you've got to have all these things, fine. If you can afford to do that, then you need the solar panels, then you need inverters, solar, all that, yeah. Or you can just live a very, very simple life, minimalistic, enjoyable life, living in a car. Many people have got, many people on YouTube now just type in living in a car and you'll see them. Some are living in Toyota Yaris's, some are, which makes, I can live in a small car. I lived in an Astra, Vauxhall Astra, and a Ford Mondeo. First, I'm a 6 foot bloke, so I can live in a small, like you say, you can live in a Fiesta, or that if you want to. You just need to be able to extend your legs in the vehicle fully without opening your doors, so that during the night you don't get cramp in your legs or whatever. You need to budget for vehicle repairs. You need to you're washing your laundry, and that will cost you about £8 per wash, about £5 ish for in a laundrette, about £5-6 for washing laundrette wash, and then you're about £3 for tumble dryer, and you have nice clean clothes, freshly tumble dried, warm, just fold them flat. You don't have to iron them. No one irons stuff these days. Just live I ain't got time for ironing, have we? There's less time on the internet, isn't it? So, as long as you lay your clothes flat when you've actually had them tumble dried in a pile, they're usually okay. You can just wear them, not a problem. Then you've got like food. If you're going to move out of a rented room into a car, do not try and fit the contents of a rented room into your car. It won't fit. And all you'll be doing is actually moving things around to get to other things, and then having to move other things back into different places. Only take one bag, dustbin sack size, full of clothes. That's it. Only take one dustbin sack full of food, dried foods, whatever, that store well, and only take one dustbin sack size for everything else. That's it. Power wise, if you can, depending on what your budget is, if you can afford to get one of these little wooden power pack things that have got the USBs in it, that you can charge at a plug somewhere, you can charge at a Starbucks or something like that, you just plug it in, charge your power pack up. It will save you no end of hassle, because otherwise you're using your car battery. And then when you use your car battery, you've got a problem, because you have a problem with the alternator. If you can find a heating method that doesn't involve starting your engine up, you'll save yourself a lot of problems if you live in a car. You don't need a 4 metre, 6 metre van. I've driven 6 metre vans all half my life. Like Volkswagen Crafters, Volkswagen Mercedes Sprinters, Iveco long wheelbase, high roof, all that. Yeah, you don't need all that. People say, yeah, but I can't stand up. Well, that's quite easy. All you do is you open your door and stand up. And when you've extended your legs, what you do is you get back in your car, close your door, jobs are good. Plus, in a car, you can get into little spaces, little better places, like the coast or the seaside. Better places in your car. In a van, you've got height restrictions all the time, haven't you? In your car, make sure you get some. The first thing you'll need if you live in a car is going to be, find yourself a comfortable way to sleep. Some people want to use you can get like a little tri-folding mattress from Amazon for about 100 quid or something like that. You want to get a collapsible toilet for about 30 quid off Amazon, which collapses down to nothing, right? Yeah, just bags or whatever. Yeah. Just in case you need emergency, if you're parked away from services or whatever. Yeah. Then you need washing water, 5 litre bottles of water. You'll need just it's always worth having 2 or 3. It's only about £2 from Tesco's or Sainsbury's or supermarket. Just a 5 litre, which means you can wash yourself or whatever. If you can be parked up for about 2 or 3 days, and you've got water, coffee if you have a coffee. If you do cooking, the little £15 one, the single burner thing, it is handy. Cool fridge. You don't need a fridge. Well, I lived with no solar power, nothing but a 12-volt car thing. I had no kettle, no cooking facilities, no fridge, no power pack, no solar panels, and I'd done it for 2 years. I had a cold winter with snow. All you need. Now, I didn't used to use mattress, because when you wash your clothes, you're washing what you're in. Most people will actually change into like something, like tracksuit bottoms or whatever, and just casual gear to sleep in. As long as you've got a nice, you need about a couple really thick warm coats, and you'll get through the winter alright. You can get through the winter okay without the heater. I've lived in a cold car when there's been snow on the windscreen. I've had to sleep through the cold all night long. You can do it. Right? It's easy enough to do. And then when you get if you haven't got a heater, your heater packed up. Once my alternator packed up, and then my cambelt went. Both of which times you can't charge your car, so your heater packs up with those things. If you can do it this way, make sure you can get yourself a visa and never use it, just in case you need like an expensive MOT or you need vehicle repairs. Because without your vehicle repairs, you can go nowhere. Right? And if you're living in your car, that means you're knackered. Right? Use your rent money that you used to pay in rent. Put it aside if you can for